I work at the Fleury Group. Just for a quick introduction to our institution, we're currently the largest diagnostic provider in Brazil. We have over 180 MRI scanners, over 100 CT scanners across more than 17 states in the country. So my goal here today is to explain to you how an AI platform can help us with the challenge of deploying and validating AI algorithms over a large scale, across multiple sites, and with a great load of studies. So AI promises are very well known to everyone. We all know what we can achieve with this type of algorithms, such as faster study reading times, a lower load on radiologists, reduced radiology stress, as well as improving patient outcomes. But on the other hand, we do have some setbacks. So it's not easily doable. The integration between AI providers and PACS, RIS, and electronic health records, as well as validating AI algorithms with your data. We know that AI providers go through a lot of work when developing these algorithms, but we need to know how do they perform in our own data in order to make an informed decision on how to deploy these tools. And also, we need to work with radiologists, with our own team, in order to make their life easier, not harder, when we put up this type of tools online on our system. As well as we need to justify the investment on these tools. That's not easily feasible doing when we have a large set of tools pulverized in a number of places. That's why a platform really helps us to put this all together in one single piece and to make our life easier in order to get to the promise without the setbacks of reality. So where do AI implementations usually fall short? We usually have a lot of solutions. Currently, we deploy with CARPL around 8 different algorithms. So integrating all of these into one large PACS over multiple sites it's not easy. And validating every single one of these tools, it needs to be more streamlined. And a platform can help us achieve that. And also, when we do have these tools, we put up those to our radiologists. It's easier for them to just learn one way of interacting with this tool. So, because if we deploy like 7 different vendors, everyone will have their own way of integrating, their own way of the radiologist reading those outputs. And when we have a single platform, training is easier for our team. So with this unified integration, we can integrate once a platform with our PACS, with our RIS, and we can get the gains of accessing multiple different algorithms and multiple different tools. And also, platforms can help us validate the solutions. We can input our own data and see how different algorithms perform in our reality, with the reality of our type of patients, our type of scanners, and also one single workflow to be a seamless use to all radiologists, to technicians, and also an infrastructure that can be scalable. So we deploy one platform and we can scale across more and more scanners, across more and more algorithms, and that's easily done because it's already integrated once. Why validation matters? Because patient safety depends on knowing how these algorithms performs on your data. Because we do read papers, we do We do read the white papers that the providers give to us, but we need to know in our population, in our type of scanners, in the protocols we perform, how does that particular algorithm performs. And this is easier when we have this type of integration where we can provide our data to the platform, and that platform gives us back the results, and we can easily see graphically and visually with our own data if the performance meets our standards before acquiring this type of tool. And not only validating the tools, we know we have multiple excellent tools in the market that performs the same task. For example, breast cancer detection. So how can we choose which tool do we need to purchase? Reports are usually, they are very similar in performance when we see papers, but on our data, maybe each one doesn't apply and doesn't behave as well as our radiologist wants to. So in order to do that, we can use a platform to compare multiple different vendors, multiple different algorithms, and choose exactly the type of behavior that fits our workflow. And a platform like CARPL easily provide that because we can visually compare and check the behavior of different algorithms in our own cases, in our own data sets. So validating is not an easy task. It needs to be a continuous work between different teams. And there is a framework that suggests us for that because we need to technically validate each tool for their performance. We need real-world clinical validation to see if our radiologists, they are comfortable, they trust the results, and if it really helps their work on a day-to-day basis. We need to validate the outcomes after we have deployed it. So when we have a unified work on a unified platform, we can do the multiple steps of this framework in order to provide the better work and the better outcomes for our patients. And we need a strategy for that. We need to involve multiple people. We need to involve all the stakeholders, meaning we need to involve IT, we need to involve doctors, we need to involve our technicians, and everyone needs to be on the same page regarding how this is behaving, if the behavior is what is expected. And also, since we're validating these algorithms with our own data, we need to make sure that our data is good to that validation. So we need to know that our data is diverse, that our ground truths are really true, and also we need real feedback for real people that work with this, the experts, in order for them to validate if the output meets the standard that is expected. And in the end, combine all of this into the adequate performance metrics so we can provide an informed decision on how to deploy and how to purchase and how to continuously work with AI tools. And a platform really helps with continuous monitoring. I'm not going to enter into this because Enrique did a brilliant presentation on this subject, but we can enter the platform and can see real time what's happening, how that's helping, and where the bottlenecks are. The bottlenecks are in performance, the bottlenecks are in data querying, if the bottlenecks are on the output. And this is why our partnership with CARPL really improved our relation with AI in radiology, because it provides a comprehensive platform that integrates multiple AI algorithms and providers into a single streamlined flow where we can validate, where we can test, and where we can monitor all of the solutions continuously.